Gold, silver, bronze. Well, you have to earn a trip to Paris before you can make the podium at the Olympics. And as it turns out, a UWL sprinter is one step closer to representing both his school and his country at the highest level of all.
Many people know Usain Bolt as the fastest man in history, a legend whose records once seemed untouchable. But now, a young athlete named Sam Blaskowski is shocking the world with speed that seems almost unreal. He is breaking records one after another, and even making legends like Bolt look stunned and curious about his rise. But how did this kid rise so fast? And what secrets are behind his incredible performances on the track? Is he the future of sprinting, and can anyone stop his unstoppable momentum right now? Division III, Athlete's World Record. A Division III college athlete has just run the 100 meters in an incredible 9.89 seconds. He had no athletic scholarship, was not part of a Division I program, and did not train at a world-famous facility. He was simply a young man from Wisconsin whom many major colleges looked at and decided not to recruit. Yet in 2026, he became the fastest man in the world. When sprint star Noah Lyles heard about this achievement, he made a comment that perfectly captured the state of sprinting today. We will come back to that later. First, though, it is important to understand just how unlikely and remarkable this story really is. A time of 9.89 seconds is not just fast, it is world-class. In fact, that performance would have tied Noah Lyles for third place at the 2025 World Championships in Tokyo. Not third among college athletes, not third among runners his age, but third in the entire world, competing against the very best professional sprinters on the planet. What makes the achievement even more astonishing is that Sam Blaskowski accomplished it without receiving a single dollar in scholarship money. Wisconsin is not usually known as a sprinting powerhouse, and Oshkosh, the town where Blaskowski grew up, is not the kind of place people associate with producing world-class track stars. It is an ordinary Midwestern community where most young athletes focus on sports such as football, baseball, basketball, and soccer. Very few grow up dreaming of making a career out of running as fast as possible in a straight line. As a child, he played many different sports. He spent time playing flag football, basketball, indoor soccer, and competitive swimming. In high school, baseball was one of his main sports. Then, after being cut from the basketball team, he decided to join the track team. There was no grand plan, no lifelong dream of becoming a sprinting superstar. He simply wanted something to do during the winter season. But then something unexpected happened. He turned out to be incredibly fast. As a high school senior, Blaskowski ran 10.83 seconds in the 100 meters and 21.99 seconds in the 200 meters. He won Wisconsin state championships in both events. As if that were not enough, he also captured the state title in the long jump. That gave him 3 state championships in a single year. Most people would assume those achievements would attract plenty of attention from major Division I colleges. Surely coaches from top programs would be calling with scholarship offers. But that never happened. In fact, only one coach reached out to him, Nicholas Gordon, the long jump coach at the University of Wisconsin-La Crosse, a Division III school. Coincidentally, it was also the university attended by both of Blaskowski's parents and located only about a mile from his grandparents' home. Meanwhile, Division I programs across the country showed little interest. Think about that for a moment. A high school athlete who won 3 state titles received only one college opportunity, and it came from a Division III school where athletic scholarships are not offered. So Blaskowski enrolled at the University of Wisconsin-La Crosse and began competing at the Division III level, a level that receives very little national attention. How did he rise to fame? Did he face challenges? Let's take a closer look. The rise of Sam Blaskowski. Blaskowski arrived at college and immediately began making history. In his very first year, he won the Division III National Championship in the 100 meters. Then he won it again the next year, and again, and again. By the end of his college career, he had captured 4 straight national titles in the 100 meters, 3 titles in the 60 meters, and another 3 in the 200 meters. When he graduated, he had collected an incredible 11 individual Division III national championships. It was one of the greatest sprinting careers ever seen at the Division III level in the United States. Yet almost nobody outside Division III paid much attention. The reason was simple and harsh. Winning a Division III national title in the 100 meters usually required a time somewhere between 10.2 and 10.4 seconds. That is undeniably fast, but it is still far behind the times run by athletes who reach World Championship finals. The difference between Division III competition and the Olympic trials is huge. The gap between Division III and the World Championships feels even larger, almost like an entirely different world. As a result, many people wondered what Sam Blaskowski really was. Was he an elite athlete who had been overlooked by the system? Or was he simply the fastest runner in a weaker field, someone who would struggle as soon as he faced the best sprinters in the country? Nobody had the answer. Then came the 2024 U.S. Olympic trials. For the first time, Blaskowski lined up against America's top 100-meter sprinters. He did not qualify for the Olympic team, but he proved that he belonged on the same track as those athletes. Suddenly, people outside Wisconsin began to notice him, but the most important part of his story was still unknown to most fans. After finishing college with 11 national titles, Blaskowski faced a major decision. He wanted to become a professional athlete. More importantly, he wanted to discover whether he truly had world-class potential. He wanted to train with elite coaches and finally find out whether all those people who overlooked him had made a mistake. To do that, he needed to move to Florida and join Star Athletics, where he could train under Dennis Mitchell, one of the most respected sprint coaches in America. Mitchell had guided Sha'Carri Richardson to a world title in 2023 and had also worked with Kenny Bednarek, helping develop some of the fastest runners in the sport. There was just one problem. Mitchell's training group was in Florida, while Blaskowski was still living in Wisconsin. He had no sponsor, no professional contract, and no major financial support. So he took a job at a small regional airport. During the off-season, he worked hard, saved every dollar he could, and eventually packed up his life and moved to Florida. He was chasing a dream that almost everyone except him seemed to believe was impossible. Now imagine a young man who had spent 4 years dominating Division III competition while most of the track world ignored him, was now working at an airport just to give himself a chance to compete on the world stage. That single detail tells you everything about his determination. Once he arrived in Florida, he began training under Mitchell. Every day, he worked alongside elite athletes such as Sha'Carri Richardson and Kenny Bednarek. These were athletes who had competed at the Olympics and World Championships, people who had already proven themselves at the highest level. And very quickly, something caught Mitchell's attention. This kid belonged there. Heading into the 2026 season, Blaskowski's personal best was 10.05 seconds in the 100 meters. It was a strong time, but not yet the mark of a true world-class sprinter. Early in the season, he competed in 5 races, including 3 at high-altitude venues. He failed to break the 10-second barrier and never finished higher than 3rd place. Then everything changed. May 30th, 2026 arrived, and with it came the moment that would transform Sam Blaskowski's life forever. So, how did this day change his life? Did he do something extraordinary? Let's find out. Blaskowski breaks barriers. May 30th, 2026, Cleveland, Tennessee, Music City. Track Carnival. Sam Blaskowski steps onto the track for the 100 meters. He runs 9.89 seconds. That is his first legal race ever under 10 seconds. Even more striking, he did not slowly work his way through the 9.90 seconds. He went straight from 10.05 to 9.89 in just one race. With that time, he becomes the fastest American in 2026 and is tied for the second fastest man in the world that season. To understand how big this is, look back at the 2025 World Athletics Championships in Tokyo. It was one of the strongest 100-meter finals in years. Oblique Seville won gold in 9.77. Kishane Thompson took silver in 9.82. Noah Lyles, an 8-time world champion and Olympic gold medalist, finished 3rd with 9.89. That means Blaskowski just ran the exact same time that earned a bronze medal at a world championship final. If he had been in that race, His 9.89 would have placed him third in the world, and his background makes it even more unusual. This is a runner who had no scholarship offers, who built his career in Division III, and who collected 11 national titles that very few people outside his college scene ever saw. To support himself, he even worked an airport job while trying to chase his sprinting dream. Now, with one race, he is suddenly running times that match the world's best. He also made a huge jump in performance. Going from 10.05 to 9.89 in a single race is not common at this level. Most sprinters improve in small steps, but he broke through in one leap. Coach Dennis Mitchell said he was not surprised. According to him, training had already shown that Blaskowski had this level of speed, and it was only a matter of time before he put it together in competition. There is also something about this performance that has been quietly discussed in track and field circles. Running 9.89 makes Sam Blaskowski the fastest white sprinter in the history of the sport. In more than 60 years of elite sprinting, no white athlete has ever officially run faster. It is a historic milestone in sprinting history. The Division III athlete from Wisconsin, who once worked at an airport to fund his training, has now run 9.89 seconds. After the race, Blaskowski posted a simple message on Instagram. He did not celebrate loudly or call anyone out. He wrote, "Breaking 10 seconds was never just a goal, it became an obsession. Years of sacrifice, hard work, discipline, and belief finally came together on the track." There were no long speeches or lists of people he had proven wrong. Instead, there was a quiet reflection on what it had taken to reach that moment. The sacrifices were real. 4 years competing in Division III, where few outside the sport paid attention. Long shifts working at an airport to fund his training and travel. And a move to Florida, far from his family, including grandparents who lived close to his college campus. He left behind everything familiar to pursue a dream, knowing the journey would demand more than talent alone. All of it came down to one number, 9.89. And now the people who once overlooked him are seeing that number too. The Division I coaches who never recruited him, the programs that never responded. They are all watching now. Looking ahead, the Los Angeles 2028 Olympics are just 2 years away. Blaskowski will be 25 years old, entering what is usually a sprinter's peak. It will also be a home Olympics on American soil, with a 100-meter final in front of a massive crowd. The athlete who was once ignored is now one of the fastest men in the world. How did he begin? Is he from a famous background? Let's find out. Blaskowski. Early life and background. Sam Blaskowski was born on November 5, 2002, in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. His parents, Mike and Amy Blaskowski, moved to Oshkosh around 1998. Soon after settling there, they joined the Oshkosh Community YMCA. Through the YMCA, the family became closely connected to the local community by taking part in different youth programs and activities. Sam is the oldest child in the family, and from a very young age, his parents made sure sports and physical activity were a big part of his life. Growing up, he stayed active through regular family involvement in YMCA programs. Both of his parents studied at the University of Wisconsin-La Crosse. His father also took part in wrestling during his college years. Because of these strong ties, the family remained closely connected to sports culture in Wisconsin. Sam's grandparents also lived near the university in La Crosse, which kept the family's connection to the area even stronger. As a child, Sam first got involved in sports through YMCA activities. He tried many different things, including ice skating, swimming lessons, basketball, flag football, and indoor soccer. These early experiences helped him build coordination, strength, and general fitness. As he grew older, he became more serious about swimming, especially sprint events where he developed both speed and stamina. By the time he reached his pre-teen years, Sam had already built a strong all-around athletic base. Playing multiple sports in a community setting helped shape his physical development long before he focused on track and field in high school. His parents, both UWL graduates, encouraged an active lifestyle at home. The family often did physical activities together, such as skating, swimming, hockey, youth sports, and weight training at the YMCA. This constant movement and shared involvement in sports helped create a strong, fitness-focused family environment. Sam also has a younger sister who later began studying at the University of Wisconsin-La Crosse as well, continuing the family's connection to the school. His grandparents live very close to the university, and Sam has stayed close to them throughout his life. At times, he even lived with them during the summer to take care of them while still managing his training and schoolwork. His grandparents have also been very supportive of his education and athletic progress. Sam's talent for sprinting was first noticed in high school at Oshkosh West. A coach there saw his natural speed, especially in the long jump, and encouraged him to switch from baseball to track and field. This decision became a turning point in his life. Later, he gained attention from coaches at the University of Wisconsin-La Crosse during a state track championship held on their campus. At UWL, sprint coach Matt Gordy became an important figure in his development. Sam credits him as one of the best coaches in the country and a major reason for his success in college athletics. For Sam, running is not just about competition. It is also closely tied to his family and personal values. He sees his sport as a way to honor his roots while striving to improve himself. He has said that taking care of his grandparents is very important to him, even when it requires careful balancing with training and school. He also looks up to professional sprinter Noah Lyles, especially for his discipline and dedication to the sport. After finishing college, Sam hopes to stay involved in track and field, possibly as a coach or in sports timing. Above all, he wants to give back to the sport while staying close to his family and community. How is his private life? What impact is he making? Let's take a closer look. Personal life and legacy. During his time at Oshkosh West High School, Sam Blaskowski did well in his studies and earned a place on the honor roll in the spring of his senior year. He achieved a GPA between 3.00 and 3.499. This showed that he stayed focused on his schoolwork while also doing sports, following his family's strong belief in the importance of education. At the University of Wisconsin-La Crosse, he studied exercise and sports science with a focus on sport management and also took a minor in business. He had a very busy schedule because of his track training, which often took more than 20 hours each week. Even with this, he kept up with his classes by planning his time well, completing assignments on schedule, and getting support from his family and coaches. There are no public records showing that he received major academic awards in college, such as making the Dean's List. After graduating in 2025, he planned to continue his track career at the professional level while also staying involved in the sport in other ways, such as business or coaching. He also gained experience through an internship at Primetime Timing, a company that helps run track events. He has not said that he plans to start graduate school right away. In the fall of 2023, Blaskowski signed a name, image, and likeness (NIL) deal with Quick Trip, a convenience store chain based in Wisconsin. He was one of the first Division III athletes to do this. He promotes the brand on social media by making fun and creative videos about their products and his experiences. This deal helps support him financially during his studies and training, and also teaches him how sports sponsorships and branding work. He is active on social media, especially Instagram under the name @Sam Blaskowski, where he has about 7,100 followers as of 2025. He posts updates about his races and training, along with personal moments from his daily life. This includes promotional content for Quick Trip, as well as posts about food, travel, and time with teammates. These posts help him connect with fans and build his public image beyond just athletics. Outside of track, he stays close to his community in Oshkosh and La Crosse, Wisconsin. He spends time with his family, including his sister, who is studying at UW-La Crosse. In the summer of 2024, he also moved in with his grandparents near the university to help take care of them, showing how important family is to him. His parents are also alumni of UW-La Crosse, which strengthens his connection to the school and community. In his free time, he enjoys relaxing and spending time with others. He plays video games, hangs out with teammates, and often cooks new meals with friends and family. So, what do you think about Sam Blaskowski's world record breaking? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. Don't forget to like and subscribe.